Hello, hello, good evening. Welcome, friends, supporters, viewers from around the world. Welcome. Welcome to discover and uncover the gems in us. Tonight is a wonderful show. It's going to be very, very exciting. Well, we took a break last week, and I believe everyone is busy with work and focusing on our respective responsibilities and our job scope, job tasks. As if you are entrepreneurs, definitely you will be chasing on a lot of expectations to meet certain KPIs towards the end of the year. And of course, fellow Malaysians, aren't we all looking forward for the opening of another round of this post CMCO, yeah, so that everyone can look forward to a year at the end of the year with much gratefulness and also much anticipation of a new year in 2021. Now, let me have the pleasure tonight to read a wonderful profile of our guest tonight. Yeah, I got to know our speaker tonight through a good dear friend of mine and also a graduate of our Malaysia HRDF train the trainer certified trainer by the name of Dr. Filma Navarro. So I know Dr. Filma, if you're in the show, thank you for referring, thank you for introducing our speakers tonight. Our speakers tonight is Dr. Baskaran Kosthi. He's the president of Malaysia Association of Therapists Industry Development, in acronym MATID. Dr. Baskaran Kosthi was the first batch of neuropath qualified from Anna University. Dr. Baskaran then won a scholarship to do his Masters of Business Administration in Australia and a Masters in Marketing in Stanford, USA, or Master in Management in Stanford, USA. He traveled vast around to about more than 100 countries, speaks 9 languages, and can write 5 languages. Speaks 9 languages, and in written, he can write 5 languages. Currently, Dr. Baskaran, he's the advisor for Malaysia Association of Wellness and Spa. He sits in the National Spa Council and chaired the creation of Urutan Malaysia, or in English, Malaysian Signature Massage, and the master trainer of Urutan Malaysia, and also a fellow peer as a HRDF certified trainer. Constantly, Dr. Baskaran travels a lot, and he loves teaching, and he consults wellness sanctuaries around the globe, focusing on learning, unlearning, and relearning new technologies. Wow, tonight we're going to have a discussion of a big one here. Learning, unlearning, and relearning of new methodologies. Dr. Baskaran is a likable speaker with lots of humor while imparting the facts. He is also the part founder team of the current Malaysian Association of Wellness and Spa and immediate past president for past 2 terms, 2015 to 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our speaker for tonight, Dr. Baskaran Kosthi. Doctor. Hi, good evening, Dr. Baskaran. Yeah, your microphone, I believe, Dr. Baskaran.
Oh my God, I forgot that, good evening, Dr. Tim, thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to be here. This is the first time I'm actually using StreamYard to come in for this, live show. Thank you. And let's begin.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on board to our Discover and Uncover the Gems in Us tonight. And you are the gems tonight, yeah? You are the talented gems discovered, yeah? When Dr. Filma referred me to you, I asked Filma, who would you recommend within your industry, the gem that I want to invite a speaker? And Dr. Filma very quickly said, look, you must get to know Dr. Baskaran. So tonight it's our pleasure and honor on behalf of the team to have you come on board for this conversational sharing of what you do and what you champion, and of course how you take on the leadership to inspire and elevate the industry of the tariffism, as I understand that you have founded an association of Malaysian national tariffists. Yeah. So, Doctor, share with our crowd and our viewers. Tell us a bit about yourself, Dr. Baskaran.
Well, I grew up in Penang. That's how I pick up. Besides Malay, and I speak very northern kind of dialect in
Hokkien,
Malay.
Hokkien can do enough. Penang lang leh.
Eo kong Hokkien wa, eo kong eo kia. I grew up among Chinese, so not a problem at all speaking Hokkien, So yeah, I mean that's I grew up speaking many languages even as a child. So when I left the country to India, that's when I realized that there is more than the language that we are actually speaking. India being such a big country, they have 23 official languages,
Wow.
2,778 dialects spoken
Right.
over there. And then I was, in a way, forced to pick up many more languages over there. And in between of my second degree and third degree, I was traveling around the world. And then I picked up Spanish and Japanese. And those are easier languages, which is much more phonetical. So that's my life. I was uh, trained to be a naturopath doctor, but I was not happy with the way that the medical system was going. I want to learn more on uh, what are the healing therapies around the world. What are the things that be able to make people feel better. So along the way, I learned the white type of healing and even the black type of healing. For example, I was in the Philippines a long time ago. The original helot, whereby they use the bare hand to dig into the belly and pull out the intestine. And then they'll say the Christian hymns, and then it will actually, the hands will be still bloody, but
Wow.
there will be
Wow.
no wounds at all. And they even can put the fingers in and pull out the eyeballs out and start repairing and things like that. No, it's just amazing. In South America, I actually saw that people were healing using cigar. Even a child who's like 10 years old will be like smoking the cigar and be smoking on you, and then it's a type of healing. And Indonesia, they use a lot of black magic, which they call shirik, using the being of other world to actually heal. I personally have seen um, things like broken bone, tibia, the thigh bone is actually broken to pieces, and the doctors say that they have to amputate it out. But the doctor also say that if you go to this particular um, person, he will actually heal it. And he just took some water and sprinkle it on the thigh bone, and I can literally hear bones joining. After half
Wow.
an hour, the man who was carried in just walked out. So stuff
Wow.
like that. I went to China to learn how to do acupuncture, how to do proper tuina and stuff like that. I was in India, where I see that crooked legs which is not operated and fixed properly, they will break it back and put it. And this is mainly traditional way of doing the treatment. So amazing stuff I saw. So I was traveling around for about 10 years to actually learn and learn and learn. And at one point of time, I thought to myself, no, I have to come back. So when I came back, went back to hospital, then I realized that this is not the thing that I want to do. And the
Mm-hmm.
closest to it was spa, and spa was a known thing 21 years ago. So I decided to move to Langkawi and start my spa, and after that opened in Tioman, Perhentian, Redang, Pulau Lang Tengah, Pulau Sibu, Pulau Besar. Well, it was islands. I'm island boy, born in Penang. So I decided to do business in islands so that I can go diving at the same time doing business.
Good idea.
So that was my story. Sorry, it
Right.
was slightly longer than supposed to be.
Awesome, awesome. I think, well, you have vast experience and you have seen people, cultures, and the world in miracles. If I were to put it in a word,
Nice.
you have experienced the miracles of life when you have been so well attuned in the field of medical as well as a neuropath. Now, doctor, the would you share with us, yeah? I'm going to pose you a question, Dr. Baskaran, is that when what make you or trigger you from a medical profession and look at it into a business entrepreneur career? What makes you have that switch, yeah?
Okay, I believe that there'll be doctors watching this while we are talking over here. And one thing that I noticed that when we were in medical school, what they actually do is they make us to be looking at one thing and one thing only, and concentrate, focus. This is the thing that they actually say. Don't think
Right?
of other things. Don't think of other medical system and things like that. This is the perfection. This is what we need to look at. But along the way, I realized that there is no one solution to healing. There is
Yeah.
many ways of looking at it. So this is what I realized that I have to learn more. Um, Doctors are trained to be hopeless in business, but good in diagnostic, But having a chance to study business in my second degree actually opened my mind to do things hand in hand, and in much more fun way. So when I came back, I realized that we are rich with Chinese, Malay, Indian, and uh, our country is so blessed that we have 66 ethnic group, and each and every one comes with their own kind of healing system, and this has to be introduced to the world. So what better way to do it if it is not going into a spa, and
Mm-hmm.
people are willing to come and spend 4 hours and or a day or few days in retreat and have the treatment, and they're open for all this kind of things. So I brought in a bit of Ayurveda, a bit of Siddha, a bit of Chinese Tuina, reflexology, the Malay style of healing, Mandi Bunga. Instead of just Mandi like that, I make a nice big bathtub and pour milk in and put flowers in. People never experience this kind of things when they come from the West. They're like, wow, I feel like Cleopatra right now. I feel like a king right now, and things like that. So this is the kind of feeling that I want to do a boosting while they're on holiday. And I was successful in that point. We were really, really busy, but over the years, any business and every business start growing, simplification takes place. When it comes to big cities like KL, Penang, Kota Kinabalu, Ipoh, JB, Kuching, what actually happens is the price becomes smaller and people start going for half an hour massage, 1 hour massage, go for the cheap one and stuff like that. So it's totally a different thing altogether. But when I started it, it was a good business. It's really, really handsome business. And in fact, my uh, co-colleagues who actually worked with me or studied with me, they actually, wow, how can you even think about it? Because every month we were earning at the average of 250,000, which they are still working for people and things like that. No, it was good time, really, really the golden era of the spa. That was how it was. But things
Yeah.
have changed
Right. Well, if you are thinking of when would be that golden era, doctor? At which period of the golden era that you are looking at? Which year time
right
frame?
now. Until like 2010, it was really, really good time.
So I remember once when I was much younger, I was an avid diving instructor, and I traveled to most of the islands doing diving. I'm staying in nice resort, and I think now that you mentioned, I saw the brochure of all
Uh-huh.
these one a bathtub with roses and umbrellas. That's from you.
It
The
was, it was.
islands, Terengganu, Langkawi, and all the lovely islands. Yeah. Awesome work, awesome work. Now, so interestingly, so now that you have sort of innovated, adding value into the industry as a leader, so why do you want to start such an association? And can you define and explain, elaborate what does this National Association of Therapists serves? What's the objectives and the values, doctor?
I was in another association which is known as Malaysian Association of Wellness and Spa.
Values
I
and
was the president for 4 years over there, and before that, for 5 years, I was a vice president.
Mhm.
It's just amazing the amount of work that we actually did to put together. But this is a bosses association. The common complaint that they actually have over there is the licensing uh,
Right,
with um, with the government or the state government or the city council. And the other issue is
right.
staffing and staffing. While we are talking right now, we are in need of 6,000 staffs to work in this industry. Well, everyone
6,000.
is complaining. 6,000
Okay.
staffs.
Okay.
This is one of the reason why many of the spas didn't become successful because they were finding it very, very difficult. And staff pinching was taking place in a very, very big way. It's just
Right.
pity that you are running a center and I'm running a center. I will just go and say, "How much are you earning? Huh? You're very good. Huh? Do you like to come and work for me? I'll pay you more than what your boss is paying," and things like that. And this was going around in a big way. I thought it was only in Malaysia, but it happens all around the world. There were
Mm.
450,000 staffs been looked for at any time in this industry for the past 5 years throughout the
Mhm.
world. Okay, so this is the common complaint that they actually have is not enough of staff. And because of
Mhm.
this reason, they just take in anyone and everyone, the aunties and amas and young girls, whoever is willing to work, they just bring them in, put oil and rub it up, dub, and things like that. But I feel that it has come to a point, and COVID and MCO have made it possible to actually take this opportunity whereby when a lot of places are closed, this is a time for them to learn,
Learn.
unlearn, and
Yeah.
relearn a new skill, whereby like when someone is having a problem like stroke, if we are fast enough, within 30 days, we can actually revive them up to 95%. Okay, the 5% is the willingness of that particular patient to actually get up to do. And a person who can do a proper clear massage can revive this person easily.
Wow.
Okay, one.
Excellent.
And it's
Excellent.
just working on the motor system.
Mhm.
The other problem is like post delivery. In those days, we used to have after mother deliver a baby, um, they can actually have a treatment done. This particular thing died off, you know, and now it comes to a point that people are asking for where can I get this kind of people. It happens so that there is a belief system whereby Indonesians are good at it. It's half true. Not all Indonesian. If they are trained, obviously they can. Okay. The Chinese have their own style of doing things. I still remember as a child, I saw Chinese will bathe their children in Guinness stout. I don't know what is the logic behind it, but the thing is, it's amazing to see such a culture has been brought to that point. That's one thing. The Indians have a way of doing things. My grandma was so brutal in the way that she was actually bathing a child. They will put the fingers in and pull out the nose, so that the nose will be sharp, so that while the cartilages are still soft, they can actually do that. They'll bring the baby upside down so that the blood will flow up to the head, while it's still soft. And the skull is actually taking as much blood as possible and things like that, and the way that they massage, the baby. And when I went to teach in Vietnam, I was amazed to see in Vietnam, the massage of babies starts from day one, and every gynecologist and every OB-GYN nurses have to perform these massages while the mother and the child is still in the hospital. It is a must. They were much more advanced than there. But obviously, they have it's like the Chinese don't bathe for 40 days because of certain reason. Even in Vietnam, even the hair cannot touch the water because, again, it's much more colder countries. And when China was ruling um, Vietnam for 1,000 years, they actually had the system be brought down. It is generation after generation been practiced in such a way. And I just find that this is amazing knowledge. And just because our medical system is 200 years old and we find that that is the absolute medical system, no, it's not like that. Our ancestors actually got their values. Only thing is, these are unwritten rules. Because of unwritten rules, we think that is actually uh, uh, benda-benda yang kuno, things which is ancient. They didn't go to school. They were not scientists. There's not enough research been brought in over there and things like that. But they were all very, very, very healthy people, seriously healthy people, and they were doing extremely well. So my idea is, how can we bring it back and teach these people a proper way of doing things? And if our therapists can actually specialize in doing some form of a bit of science and proper art of doing this treatment, they'll be
Yeah.
able to earn better money rather than just a
Yes.
relaxation massage. They'll be able to do I give you one example. 21 years ago, I had this a Swedish friend, and she came for a foot massage. It was off day, and then when I massaged her leg, I said that something is wrong with your head. Do you have any pain? And she said no, nothing. But do you have things that it's actually sometimes you just pass out and you don't know what's actually happening? She said, yeah, that's been going on for past 2 months right now. She said, I think you have to go back to your country, get your things MRI done, and check yourself up. She asked why. Well, I can't exactly tell you, but I know it is kind of serious. So she decided to take my advice. After 3 days, she left the country. She went back to Sweden because in Sweden everything is free when they're doing it over there. Here it's charged heftily. Um, and yeah, she was having a tumor, and it
Oh,
was stage one. So
oh,
within
wow.
2 days from then, the tumor was taken out of her head, and she lived like a normal person. So imagine she was so fortunate to see me, and I can actually feel it, and I can
Yeah.
actually tell her that this is something wrong with your head. Just like
Mm.
that, we can actually help people. The common problem today is having lots of broiler chicken. Broiler chicken is a chicken will take 180 days
Yeah.
to become mature.
Right.
If it is kampung chicken, lah, but today 18 days. 18 days. Can you imagine? Within 18 days, the chicken is on your plate.
Mm.
So in a form of chicken, is something else is over there. It's actually the hormone has been given in. And when you take the chicken, you're actually taking the hormones
Come on.
together.
Mm.
So because of
Mm.
that, men are having, we call that bitch tits. You have a bigger breasts. Okay, females start growing mustache and beard, and I've even seen medical students, having chest hair. Uh, and they don't get the menstrual cycle properly. They don't get a proper when they are married. They cannot have babies and stuff like that. And all these
Mhm.
things are actually treatable, you know. And it's just sad that the medical system doesn't have that. So if our therapists can be trained to do such a thing and they are certified to do such a thing, amazing. They'll be able to help people at the same time help their own family. You know,
Indeed.
the confinement therapies right now, we call them postnatal therapies. They in
Yeah.
fact are earning really, really handsome sum right now, 10 to 12K a month. And they can just tell their husbands, resign from their work, drive me around from house to house so that I can actually do the treatment. Isn't that
Yeah.
what we want? Rather than,
Yeah.
people going into Pusat Urut and catching them and saying that, you are having some other service over here and things like that. It's just sad. It's such a
Mm.
wonderful industry. It's been, excuse my language, it's been bastardized. It's
Right.
been made to look really, really bad. You know,
Yeah.
um, that's my mission. My mission is these are people who have values. These are the people who has knowledge. These are the people who have gift of the gap. So if we
Mhm.
can actually train them to become better, it'll be
Yeah.
really, really a good way of saying. This is my idea.
Excellent, excellent. I remember when I was very much a young boy, maybe about age 5 or 6. My mom, I have measles. I have measles. I remember my mom bought a lot of parsley and put it
Hmm.
hot water. And I remember that she was screaming at me and saying, "Must take shower with this parsley water and rub it all over my and to take off the measles." I think there are
Yeah,
some of these rituals and yet traditions that bring forth to the environment of medical, but it depleted, yeah, year by
yeah,
year, month by month, decade by it is sort of depleted. So having you spearheading this philosophy as well as cultivating a core, creating innovative value, wow, awesome, awesome. And since you mentioned the word learn, unlearn and relearn, now that is something very dear to our hearts. Part of the show that we started this is because we want to expose the gems, yeah, to tell the community, tell people that, hey, look, they are people that have been having wonderful, wonderful skill set. They are competent in their respective field, but because they are not being perceived, they are not being promoted, they are not being shout to the world that say, hey, they are one group subject matter experts. Let's give them some encouragement for them to elevate the industry further. So that is, I think you are doing a wonderful, wonderful job. On behalf of the master panel trainer assessor kind of a environment in learning training, I think keep up the good job, doctor. Keep up the
thank
good
you,
job.
thank you.
um, Most of the time, if we were to compare a westernized country, like I spent a lot of years in Australia, for example, being a plumber, they got to get certification as a certified plumber. If they want
Mm,
to go into bakery, they got to go into level 4, at least have a certificate in bakery. Now,
precisely, yeah.
in Urutan, in Malaysia, in our environment, in home ground, this is very, very important. It's about building competency, skill set, isn't it? Yeah. So,
Yes.
doctor, in your association, for just to share with us, I know there are viewers and fans who will also ask questions. Please do, yeah, put into the chat box. And how do people now, if they want, you say there's a need of 6,000 workers in the industry, yeah, how do they get started to come into the industry and get themselves certified? Can you describe to us the minimum process, Dr. Baskaran?
Well, right now, the beautiful thing is the government is paying you to learn.
Right.
I mean, with the Panjana stuff and things like that, the government is actually paying you to learn. In fact, this process actually started like 10 years ago, whereby you can actually go into JPK training, and JPK actually pays a small allowance, something like 300 ringgit per month, for you to come in to learn. No other places in the world whereby they pay you to learn. Malaysia seems to be, I don't know, probably whether it's actually a good thing or bad thing, I don't know. Sometimes it can actually work the other way around. When you don't pay to learn something that doesn't seem to be carrying a value, when it's so free, they just like learn massage for 3 months, and after that they learn sewing for 3 months, and they learn cooking for 3 months and things like that, and they become jack of jack of all trade. We have round live viewers, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm just reading the chat box while talking to you. So the
Mm.
thing is, we still haven't get the right way, but now it's very easy. Just speak to Dr. Filma, write to her, and she will be able to arrange this training and get you certified. We haven't started
Oh,
the entire process yet, as we are just been approved before MCO, and we never have the even an AGM yet. And But I believe that we will be able to complementing all the bosses in the industry to be able to give them the therapies, quality therapies
excellent,
by training
excellent.
them.
Excellent. So, yeah, viewers, friends, yeah, if you want more information, you can either come directly to me. I would also have the access to Dr. Filma as well as Dr. Baskaran. Later, we will put on our bottom of the show of the chat room, and you'll get to have Dr. Baskaran contact and Facebook. Now, back on track into our discussion, yeah, Dr. Baskaran. So, when it comes to this learning, training, and certificate, so would you be able to sort of simplify things into a method of teaching a skill set? And as a facilitator trainer, we usually talk about do, show, tell, right? There is a lot of
Yep.
demonstration, a lot of practical aspects, yeah. So for newbies who are into the industry, how would your trainers who are more experienced, how do they deliver that sort of methodology to ensure that they are well equipped and competent to reach a certain minimal standard set by JPK or HRDF?
Dr. Tim, it's like this. You are teaching TTT, train the trainers, and it takes 5 days to teach them. In these 5 days, some of them will pick it up very, very well and enhance themselves with other way of learnings. Some people will just learn and forget about everything in that 5 days. Some
Right.
people, that 5 days is definitely not enough for them to even understand anything. So
Agree.
it's in the same field over here. I'll be able to teach someone within 3 to 5 days. Let's say 5 days, how to do a treatment. I can actually download the skill and knowledge easily, after which they have to actually practice and practice and
Yep.
practice. I
Yep.
always say that good practice delivers a good perfection. If you do
Indeed.
bad practice, you will be perfect in a bad way and things like that. So there are things that even for therapists, they have to take care of themselves physically, and also mentally and emotionally when they are actually doing the treatment. So many therapists never go to a formal way of training. They say that,
Right.
no, I woke up one day and I felt that I am ready to be a therapist. Saya telah diturunkan They feel that as if they become a healer already, they can do that. But unfortunately, most of the time they'll be using the thumb to do the work, and as a result they will be damaging all the thumb, all the joints and things like that. And also there'll be blue blacks on people's um, skin and body. Some people feel that this is the right way of doing a massage, because saya boleh rasa, I can actually feel this kind of thing. But that's not the truth. The truth is actually you have to know the muscles and the nerves and the body part, and we need to know a bit of anatomy and physiology. We're not making a doctor out of you, but the thing is, having a knowledge of how the muscles actually run, and it will actually really, really, really help, because otherwise there'll be contraindication.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
want to give a certain pleasure to people who are having the massage, certain muscle relief, especially right now everyone is looking down, looking at the phone, looking at this. Because of that, our neck, we are actually experiencing pain back over here, and this
Mm-hmm.
is known as cervical spondylosis, the right word, but today it's known as text neck. What's the meaning of text neck? Texting. Texting,
Texting.
texting, and
Text
the
neck.
neck. So
Text
text neck
neck.
is a new term for this particular disease. And it's as if putting 60 kilogram of something on your neck as you're working. Imagine, can your bone take 60 kilogram constantly? And as a result, you get it damaged. At the same time, you're sitting down for such a long time. Our lower back is having pain. Okay, staying at home is actually creating um, lots of problem. Like, we are not exposed to the viruses and bacteria and the microbes that we are supposed to expose, and our body is supposed to create the defense mechanism. Because of that, we are staying here, and when we go out and come back now itself, you feel the throat is slightly painful, slightly itchy, and you're going like that. All this kind of problem is actually coming up. So, and also mental stress, staying
Yeah.
and doing a thing at home and going out. We are becoming a different being right now, different type of animal. Because of that, we are getting different kind of body aches, different kind of body pain, different kind of new diseases. We are preparing people to work on a new norm. So the therapists have to be ready with a new set of skills for the new norm. New type of body pain is going to come. Where do they need to concentrate more? All those kind of things are important. So we have to create new sets of people. The
Indeed.
old rules doesn't work anymore.
Anymore. Even in your industry, this is inclusive. Would
Yeah.
new therapists wajib, compulsory to join your association, Malaysian National Association of Therapists, only that they can be cascaded down to this new normal knowledge, doctor?
No, no, not yet, not yet. I mean, this is an easy country. Like, Malaysia is a really, really easy country. Do you know in Thailand, many people complain about Thailand. Do you know in Thailand, if you want to be a therapist, you must go through a formal certification, and you
Yeah.
must get a certificate from the Ministry of Higher Learning, and you must get a certificate from Ministry of Health of Thailand before you become a qualified massage therapist. you
Wow.
know Thailand is so strict about that. Indonesia is doing it so very well, and Indonesia is exporting the most number of therapists to the world. Thailand too. If you go to any no, if you go to Latvia, if you go to Czech Republic, if you go to Bratislava, these are the places that people have never visited, and there'll be four therapists sitting down over there doing treatment on you, because everyone needs treatment, and they are doing excellent job in doing that. But we always think Thailand means
Hanky panky.
prostitution. Yeah, no, seriously, no. They are doing perfect job in this treatment. Of course, Thailand is also very popular about that, because it's poverty, it's cheap. And who's going over there? Our fellow Malaysian will go there or there. But do you know that Thailand, prostitution is illegal in Thailand? In Singapore, prostitution is legal. How many people are rushing down to Singapore for prostitution? No, everyone is going up north, things like that. But what I'm saying, coming back to it, we need to create a proper sign. For now, it is not compulsory. It is willing buyer and willing seller. And now those who wants to come to train, they can come and get themselves trained, qualified. The world needs not only therapists, the world needs leaders, they need supervisors, they need managers, they need directors in this industry.
Right.
And unfortunately, we are not producing that kind of people. We have to import in a spa manager from Philippines. We have to import in a spa director from Australia. We have to import in the vice president for the industry of spa from United States, whereby they are actually still in elementary state when it comes to this industry. Asia is actually prevailing. But if we actually give a proper way, tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
our people can become the real supervisor, real manager, real spa director, real leaders of the industry. And there
Yeah.
are lots of money to be earned in this industry. Unfortunately, we are still believing the Western style of doing things, whereby, for example, I still remember there was one director of spa who were hired from South America, and she said that Malaysian signature treatment, Javanese lulur. And I went in and I said that, what? Javanese lulur is Malaysian signature treatment? I said, no, Java is actually in Indonesia. Then she said that, isn't Indonesia in Malaysia? I said that, no, really? Since when? They don't know about our culture. They actually think that because we are speaking similar language, we are
Yeah.
same. No,
Yeah.
there's lots of things to actually look at, and we ourselves are amazing. We have spices, herbs, and roots and flowers, which is healing. And it's very sad. 800 of uh, our very potent herbs actually been kidnapped
Yeah.
from us. Do you know um, the IP for Tongkat Ali is no longer Malaysia? It's United States.
Oh
The
dear.
IP for Misai Kuching is belongs to Singapore.
Oh dear.
Um, so many things belongs to Japan because we are not valuing what we actually have. You know, Eurocoma longifolia jack. This is the scientific name for Tongkat Ali. Okay, it's been used by in France by all the cyclists, La Tour de France. They actually using this to actually boost up the energy because it is actually a herb and it is not a banned substance. Okay,
Right.
so it's just amazing. Such thing do exist in this country, but we are not valuing it. So people come into this country and get this IP out, and we are selling Tongkat Ali coffee, and not even 1% of Tongkat Ali is in this coffee because if there is 1%, it's going to be so bitter whereby you can't drink this coffee. But we are just buying rubbish products, products which is really, really doing detrimental to us. They want to be fair by one sapu, and they want to be so strong sexually, want to be more potent and things like that. But it's actually harming us. But there are lots of things. Even which is been what shall I say, which been banned in this country. Some of the herbs, it's actually so potent. If it is taken properly, it's so good for us, so good. But because of the abusal which is being done in this country and everywhere around the world. Unfortunately, our own herbs, which is growing just behind our house, we can't use it. We can't even grow them properly because we are following FDA for whatever reason. We're following Americans. Whatever Americans say is actually good means good. So when they say Trump is good, Trump is good. Now they're saying Joe Biden is good, is good. The whole world just not as sun. I'm happy that China is fighting all the same. I'm sorry, I'm getting into politics. But the thing is, what I'm saying is we are a country with 66 ethnic people, and
Oh,
everyone is actually rich with their knowledge. If we document them properly and put a proper integrative medicine,
yeah.
things will work out so
Oh,
well, so much
mm,
so that we will be the exemplary people to the entire world.
yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, we are not using a proper system. We are still looking down into our our herbs. We're still looking down into our medical system. We are still looking so highly about the Western medical system. I'm not against Western medical system, but the thing is, that's not the absolute way. That's not the only way. There are so many different ways of doing things. For example, diabetes. In Western system, diabetes is irreversible. Irreversible. But I have friends, and me too. When we subscribe something and we actually do it in our own dapo, in our own kitchen, and give it to them, within 2 weeks, we can actually see them become normal out of diabetes. If they continue the lifestyle, putting into properly, within 3 months, it's reversible. They don't have diabetes anymore in their life.
Wow. Mm,
We don't have to cut toes and legs and kill people mentally, emotionally, and kill them one shot. But this is what's been going on. You know,
right.
there are things that can be done properly. Even for example, COVID is for me is been overdone. Because we are following the Western system. But that is a different subject. We talk about it some other day. Right now, we're talking about our massage industry.
Very, very informative, Dr. Baskaran. Thank you for enlightening and sharing. Now, I think on behalf of the panel of what I represent in the Faculty of Learning, Training, Development, I totally see that there will be a lot of synergy, using learning, training, and the systems to put things in place to elevate the standards. I think we will definitely meet up and we will brainstorm and we will have a more of a think tank kind of a thing to spearhead this to another level of the industry performance. I personally is very passionate to talking about mastery of certain skills to reach certain standards, so that they can do a professional job. So now, let's do a little bit before we end. Is that let's get a little bit of conversation towards business owners.
Mhm.
This afternoon, some of my friends PM me and say, Dr. Tim, wow, you have Dr. Baskaran. Say, hey, I would like to know how do I venture and start a spa business and a massage business. So I say, you must, this must come to the guru of the advisor of Dr. Baskaran. Would you be able to share with us, Doctor, if a
Sure.
person
This
who
this is this is a
start,
no-brainer business. Seriously, this is a no-brainer business. It's very easy to start this business actually. But how do I start spa or massage business? Okay. Um, you can just open a shop and hire people in. That's the fastest way to learn. But imagine every job has its own good and bad. Every business has the same thing also. There'll
yeah,
be time come whereby you have taken the booking and your spa therapist never arrived to work. Okay,
mhm.
mak sakit, tok sakit, nenek sakit, kucing mati, neighbor die. All those kind of problem will come. You know, you have to be ready for this kind of things. Number
Right,
one. Number two,
right.
I always say that if you want to start a restaurant, learn how to cook.
Learn how to cook. Yeah.
It's okay. This is my this one. Some people own 200 restaurants and they don't know how to cook. It's they are this one. Because they hire cooks. But for me, I always feel that if you are passionate about something, you must know the nitty gritty part of it. So
Agree.
learn
Totally.
how to do this. What do you call that? Spa therapies yourself.
Yep.
And after knowing this, then you will know one is knowing the skill and having the knowledge of business. Third thing is understanding what is good and bad in this business. Then comes to the statutory thing. You must know where to go to get your licensing done. Where are the places that you can open easily and get the license done? Some people think that, I have a second house in this place now. I think I want to change my house into a massage place. No, the statutory body or your local housing department will
Yep.
not allow you to do this because there are lots of sleazy things has happened in the name of spa. There are
Yeah.
lots of unscrupulous people are doing different business. It's just very sad.
Yeah.
So uh, that is entire package. We have to, number one, learn how to do this work. Number two, uh, you have to plan the business part of it. How long can you go without business?
Mm.
Number three, once you get the people in, how to retain your staff, how to retain your customers. What are the things that you can actually do extras? What are the kind of customer service that you have to actually think about? It's business. At the end of the day, it's not hobby. If you have a lot of money, lots of people is like, I have a girlfriend and my girlfriend is doing nothing and I want her to do massage business so that she don't bother me, so that, okay, how much you want? 1 million, 2 million. I put over there, you open, you help her and things like that. Do all this one done ready, then she don't come and disturb me from morning till night. She will think about a business and things like that. So lots of people do that, because this is second wife or mistress business, or what do you call that, girlfriend's business, things like that. But besides this thing, a proper way of running a business which gives back income is, it is people's management.
Yep.
How are you managing your customers, and
Yep.
how are you managing your staffs? Because at the end of the day, the delivery system will be done by the therapist. If you train your therapist well, good thing is they'll be able to give you the business very, very well. Unfortunately, most of the time they don't want to teach the therapist so much, scared that they will run away from you. you know, it's just sad. That's the question always been asked. Um, if you train them, you're scared that they run away. What if you don't train them and they stay with
And
you?
they say, and they remain. Wow. Yeah. I think both of us can really have a good handshake, doctor. I am one person that I look at startup businesses. I am passionately involved in developing young people who wants to become entrepreneurs. So I think there will be a lot of opportunity for us together with the association, of course, to work on how to look at it from entrepreneurship development, talent management, transferring of skill set, competency, business planning. Yeah, these are important things. And of course, the operational aspects of managing a business, right? I think, wow, super.
It is
Yeah,
only 5% of it is the operational part of it. The rest of it is the entire business aspect of it. You have to look at the holistic part of it. So yes, you and we can actually do things together, because we can
excellent.
do this and you are expert in the other things. Marry.
Excellent. Excellent. In fact, I would have been in conversation with some friends in Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
Cambodia. At one time, 2 years ago, I traveled to Cambodia to do some projects, management programs for multinationals there. And I observed there is a very good market in Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam. And my observation tells me, at the country like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, they are so much hungry to learn more. They're so much anticipating. Say, please don't go back 2 days. Stay back, make it 4 days, make it say. Because I say, why? They want to learn. The desire to improve. They know that in their heart, if they do a
They're
skill,
hungry for learning. They are really, really hungry for knowledge.
correct. It elevates their livelihood. It elevates them from poverty. Yeah. So just like in Malaysia, my observation is that well, there are so many opportunities, funding, but less intakers. Yeah. Nobody
Precisely.
bothered. Yeah. So which is kind of we got to work hand in hand in the industry to really understand and yet implement certain strategy that could really narrow this gap. Yeah, narrow this gap. And I think it will take not 1-2 years. It may take a time, but somewhere somehow we must start to do something. We
Something.
must start to take some action. Um, um,
Exactly. Dr. Tim, the time is very short. I would quickly want to talk about Thai massage, just quickly. Do you
yeah.
know about 36 years ago when Queen Sirikit, King Bhumipol's wife, wants to
Mhm.
export something of Thailand out? So there were 4,000 products were put in row, and she actually took two. One is the raw Thai silk, which is without killing the worm, you're actually taking the silk and making a Thai silk. This is number one. It's very colorful, beautiful Thai silk, and that's exported. Number two, the talent. This particular talent is known as Nuat Pet Boran, which is made, simplified to known as Nuat Thai, which means the Thai massage, which is so different than any other massage of the world. This is known as the healing massage, which came through Buddha. They took this and changed it, and they start from Wat Po, which is actually the temple in Thailand, right smack in the middle. From here, this started throughout the world. So, with
Wow.
such noble intention, and because it came from the Queen itself, today, any part of the world that you go to, there is Thai massage. But in Malaysia, this is still looked at as if it is a dirty business. Touch your heart and say, if your child want to go for say that I want to become a massage therapist. What?
Oh,
We are so scared. Why? Because of the bad name the industry actually has. But seriously, this is an excellent industry. They can earn very, very good money if they can do it properly. And the whole world is actually waiting to get these therapies. The cruise liners, the resorts all around the world. I'm actually recruiting people to send them to Australia. But unfortunately, this is not the time. But be trained. It's opportunity to open it worldwide.
right.
Seriously, even we can go to China and open business over there. In just a small sister, like that's small city like Chongqing. There's 25 million people living in this small city. You can
Yes.
open 20 shops easily in every street and nook and corner and earn 1 million in each shop. You don't
Yeah.
have to fight among people who's just next door and opposite and things like that. I'm sorry, I've taken up more than a minute.
No worries. Yeah. Excellent sharing, Dr. Baskaran. Yeah, I think we will have a lot of dynamics together as we work on new projects in 2021 and beyond. Um, I think you're very insightful, doctor, with much
Thank you.
intense knowledge, and you're willing to share. I think your passion in your heart is also a good teacher who is willing to teach. Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Now, my dear friends, viewers, supporters, yeah, thank you. I know it is also, yeah, it's exactly 10 p.m. Doctor, for your information and our viewers, supporters, we will have another two more shows in December 10th and the 17th. Then we will take a break. We will most probably take a 2 months break and discover and uncover the gems in us will appear again sometime in March 2021. Why? Because we will want to come up with some additional exciting topics, as well as having speakers like Dr. Baskaran, and we'll make it even much more dynamic. We will have some practical take home of some simple sales steps on how to do massage, so that after the show you watch it, you go home and you practice. Wow, you get some enlightenment as well. What do you think, doctor? Yeah.
Can.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, doctor, once again for being our guest for tonight. And thank you, viewers, supporters, for joining us in this show. Yes, Dr. Baskaran email is right under shown in the screen here. So, ladies, gentlemen, friends, do get connected on Facebook and Dr. Baskaran's email. If you have difficulty, come to me, come to my Facebook. Just say, hi, I want to contact Dr. Baskaran. I'll gladly connect and refer you to Dr. Baskaran. So good night, friends. We will meet again, doctor. We will definitely meet up again. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you, friends. Bye-bye.